Hi, you guys. Foraging week. Foraging outside in the winter. Come on, Beans. So, as you can see behind me, there's all kinds of different trees, lots of birch, and that's what I'm on the hunt for today. I'm looking for birch trees because birch has chaga on it, and I'm sure I'll find some because I think I spot some just ahead. But we're looking for chaga. Chaga is a super medicinal plant, and it's really good for you, and it grows on birch. So that's what we're looking for. Look, I got my snowshoes on. We're enjoying this nice, lovely weather we're having, and it's just beautiful, nice and calm and quiet. And there's loads of things right here in the forest that we can collect. So we're going to go through a couple this week, but first we're looking for chaga. So hopefully we find some and I can show you, and then later I'll come on live and show you how we process it. And this isn't for everybody. Chaga is a really great medicinal plant, a fungus, but for me personally, I can't use it. So I'll explain who can use it and who can't use it a little bit later once I find some. Bye. All right, so I want to show you guys that there's all kinds of trees out here. They're not all useful. We have ones all around me like balsam trees. They have a really smooth bark. But this one here, this is more of a spruce tree, and this one's really good because it's got all kinds of medicinal stuff right on it that we can use. So right here, these different spots that you can see, this is the resin or the pitch or the sap. And as you guys know, you can use this to make all kinds of medicinal medicines for congestion, tinctures, all kinds of things. And then if you look up this tree, you're going to see some of that Ursnia, old man's beard. In fact, there's probably more in this tree. Now, this is great that it's growing, but it's actually not good enough to use yet. We want it to be really long. We want it to be almost falling off onto the ground. That way we know it's almost at the end of its life, or it's fully grown and it's going to be great for medicinal purposes. So this tree alone and the needles can all be used for medicinal uses. So we're going to keep looking and see what else we can find. Okay, so I found some chaga and I want to show you what it looks like. What's Beans doing? All right, so let's see. So this, like I said, is a fungus. And it's going to be really black on the outside. We've already harvested some. On the inside, it's going to be this orangey color. And when it dries out, it's going to get even more orangey. So it's just going to look like a really black, nasty spot on a birch tree that's probably not doing so hot. So this is a nice sized chunk. We got a whole bunch drying out. But I want to show you, this is what it looks like. You'll see other kinds of fungus growing on birch. If it doesn't look like that, don't pick it. There is polymer, I think it's called polymer. Anyway, I'll look it up anyway. I have some out here. I'll see if I can find some. That is also a medicinal plant. I personally don't know too much about it, so I'll look it up before I post anything about it, before I don't fall on my face. But nonetheless, this right here is chaga. So it's black and black on the outside, and it's got this orange, nasty kind of on the inside here. So that's what you're looking for when you're looking for chaga. Hope you guys can find some. See you later. All right, I was just on my way back, and I spotted this branch. This is polypore, I think it is. And this is a different kind of fungus that grows on birch. And it is also medicinal. I will try to find a little bit more information on it, but that's what it looks like. You can see it's got the lines all around it. That's a good indication of what it is. Not to mention it's growing on birch. This tree just happened to fall down recently. So luckily it's still growing on here. I'm not going to collect any of this because I don't really know how to use it. I'm sure it's not much different than chaga. But for me personally, I don't know much about it yet. So we're going to leave this here. But I know what it looks like and I know where to find it. So if you have this, that's what this is. And I'll try and get some more information about it for you guys. See you soon. How's it going? We're in the kitchen today. I got some stuff. I've been out in the woods, as you guys know. I posted a few videos for you. Been hanging out. Beans is still hanging out with me down here. We had lots of fun out in the woods. It's so beautiful the past couple days. The weather is awesome. I don't even care about the snow. It's been really beautiful. So we had some fun snowshoeing out there. We collected a few goodies, as you guys already know. So, first and foremost, just because I mentioned this yesterday, I had put a post about this stuff, the Asnia, we'll call it old man's beard. I collected a little bit of it. And when you're looking for this, you want to look for it to be really long. If it is freshly dropped on the ground, you know it's really good to go. If it's small, it's brand new and doesn't quite have all the good medicinal properties that you would be looking for from this. And this is a plant that you're going to want to process before you use it, meaning making it into a tincture or steeping it in a tea. So you'll find this all over the place, all over North America and different various woods. You'll find this growing and hanging off of stuff. So feel free to pick it. It's also really good. It's got like some antiseptic properties, antiviral, so you can use it as a poultice on wounds and things like that. In fact, many of the things I'm going to be showing you, you can use for similar things. So this one here, I didn't get this off the birch. Most of the stuff I got tonight, I'm going to show you, came from the birch tree. But this one I had posted yesterday, so I thought I'd show you that I had picked some. And I'm going to dry it out and put it away, and it's going to be really good. I'm going to probably use it more for wounds than anything else. So this will be really good to add to the medicinal cabinet. So I'm making a big mess here. So I'm sure you guys have seen that all over the place. So I hung out with some birch trees today on top of beans. And we collected all kinds of stuff. And I showed you guys the chaga. So this is some chaga that we have dried out. I'm going to show you. Now it's not very nice. It's a fungus. It's like a mushroom. It grows on birch trees that are not doing so great. And this is what it looks like when it dries out. And it's really hard like a rock. Really, really hard. Just so you know. Now, I already tried to put some in the grinder here, but I didn't make it small enough. So what you want to do is you want to have a really good pestle and mortar or a really good coffee grinder or some kind of grinder that you use to chop this up. Get it as small as you can because it's like little rocks. Now, chaga... So chaga is a really good medicinal fungus because it has all kinds of great properties. Let me just clean up some of this mess here. We only need one piece of it. So remember, it's got the black on it here. So chaga is really good for lowering your blood sugar. Here, I actually made a list. Supporting your immune system, reduces your blood sugar, blood pressure. It's good for arthritis. It's says that it helps prevent and slow cancer. All these things, of course, never been tested according to science, but they've been used for hundreds, in some cases thousands of years. So these are good plants. But, however, this one here, well, it's not a plant, but this one here, I personally cannot take. If you have kidney problems or have afflictions with kidney stones or have had them in the past, this is not for you, and that is my issue. I've had kidney stones in the past, and I might get them again. So this is not something that I can take. However, the birch is an amazing tree, and when the fungus doesn't provide for me, the rest of the plant actually will. That's right. So birch bark, buds, leaves, these are all actually edible and medicinal. And they have the opposite effect of this. So although I can't consume this, I can steep these items as well as buds and leaves and fresh branches into teas, and I'll get the opposite effect. It's really good for urinary tract infections. It's good for kidney stones. It's good for bladder infections in general. So these both come from the same tree, but this is kind of the fungus at the end of the tree's life, and this is what grows fresh every year. So many properties, but total opposite ends from the same tree. It's really, really amazing. Here, what else did I write down? Oh, chaga. Chaga, if you don't have any kidney problems, this is really rich in vitamin D, rich in fiber. It's got magnesium, manganese, potassium. iron, all kinds of good stuff. But like any good thing, you should only take it, you shouldn't have something like this every single day because it's really powerful. It's good for, your immune system and all that good stuff. So again, all these items came from one tree. And the sap you can use from birch as well. You can make syrup with it. You can make beer and alcohol drinks and all kinds of weird things like that with the sap. So pretty much the entire tree is edible or usable in some sort. And the actual inner bark of the birch tree you can dry out and grind down and make as a flour substitute. So this tree has really been beneficial for many, many hundreds of thousands of years so you don't starve. If you're in the woods, you can eat the whole thing. You can drink it for medicine, this as well. So the birch tree, which grows abundant everywhere, and I bet you guys have tons of them, it's going to provide all kinds of medicinal things for you and a little bit of food too if you want. This stuff, it tastes gross. Just so you know, it looks bad and it tastes gross, but it has really good benefits. So like I said, all these, the bark, the brand new buds, the leaves, little twigs off of there, even the inner bark, you can all consume. Of course, it's all recommended that you can steep it or cook it just in case there's any kind of bacteria in there. So for chaga, we got the powder here. You can mix it into a tea. Some people put it into capsules, but really you want to heat it if you can. The best method is really a tincture. Any of these methods can be made into tincture, and you use an alcohol base. This one you would use a vodka. So I'm not sure the exact measurements. I'll find out if anybody would like to know. But most tinctures, you're going to want to use a really strong alcohol. Vodka works really well. That's what I like to use. So this can be made into a tincture. But again, it's not for everybody. Just like all these parts of the tree might not be for everybody. So even though you know what they're good for, make sure that you're aware of your own conditions and history before you consume anything like this. Just like your doctor would ask you if you were going to take a prescription, just be aware of what you've had previously, what your family history is before you consume anything, including what's in nature. Now this one I just recently learned about, so I wrote it down because I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I've never used it myself. So it says it's really good for the immune system and antiseptic for wounds. In fact, that's what I'm going to use it for. I brought some in to dry out when I can find it. So it says it promotes healing, it's antifungal and antiseptic. And again, it grows on the birch tree. So the birch is an amazing, amazing plant for all kinds of purposes. And of course, as you guys know, I use all kinds of things from the birch tree just for crafts. And this is good kindling, and it makes really good wood. So the birch tree is an amazing tree. Well, that's it. That's all. I just want to show you what I collected and explained a little bit about what the medicinal properties are for each of them. So like I said, this one, if you have any kidney problems, is not good for you. Don't take it, but it's got all kinds of great benefits if you're not worried about that. And this has the opposite effect. So if you have some kidney issues, bladder issues, this one's going to help you out a whole bunch. But again, like anything, you should watch how much you're taking, how often you're taking, and you shouldn't take things like this. Doesn't really even matter. Even vitamins, you shouldn't take them every single day because you build up either toxicity or immunity to them, and they don't work. So like anything good, use it for a little while and then take a break and then start again. And I say that with anything that comes from nature, anything you're getting from the store. Don't take Advil for 60 days straight. You're going to have to take some breaks in there. Good for you. So just be careful, just be cautious, and if you're not sure about something, do as much research as you possibly can. You don't want to eat anything toxic or poisonous, and if you're not sure, can't find the information, ask somebody, ask for help, ask me, ask somebody else, ask a neighbor. Maybe your neighbor knows all about this stuff and had no idea. Make sure that you got the knowledge before you use anything. Same with when you're buying stuff or getting stuff from the store or from the doctor. Like, ask a million questions. That shit's going in your body. So know what you're putting in there. And if it comes from nature, I mean, you still have to be knowledgeable. So, like I said, you guys have any questions or you need pointed in a direction for resources, hit me up. There we go. Have a good one. Bye.